hello everyone. It's been a while. I feel like it's been a while, and as soon as I'm gonna check the audio one more time, as soon as things go through. So hang tight a moment. Hello. Okay, great, awesome. Okay, let me see. None of that is important. And seeing that things are working. Awesome. Yay! Hello everyone. Good. I'm glad audio is good. Feeling scatterbrained. And I'm out of focus. I just realized. Okay. Just checking a monitor. Is this going to do it? Or is it going to make me do it manually? Of course. Focus. There you go. I have a feeling we will need to do that a few times. But anyway, hello everyone. I am Rebecca from ChemKnits. And today we are going to unbox two different packages from Paradise Fibers. This is the Fiber of the Month Club from, this one's June, this one's July. I ended up with a cold at the end of June, and so that unboxing didn't happen. So I'm happy to do both earlier in the month, which is when ideally I would be doing these. So we're going to unbox those first. Then I might just mention the Nitpicks summer sale that's going on right now. And then I'm going to talk about some changes that Etsy has shared, which are minor things, but at first glance I was like, oh, is cool, but actually in second thought maybe isn't very cool. So we'll talk about that towards the end of the stream. Now, disclosures, Paradise Fibers sends me the Fiber of the Month Club for free, so that way I can unbox and share with you. And I am a Paradise Fibers affiliate, which means that if you make any purchases through my link, I do get a commission. But I was not directly paid for promoting this. It's a product I like, and if my enjoyment of it encourages someone else to sign up, then I get compensated. So there's that. I am also a Nitpicks affiliate, and so yeah, but the promotion is at my discretion. And so I need to make sure I can see the chat. Yeah, that focus. Oh man, that focus was so bad. Hopefully it does look like it's better now. Ooh, when does Tour de Fleece start? Is it already going on? I've never done the Tour de Fleece. So therefore, I don't know when that starts. Oh my goodness. Actually, I need to have that still there so I can see. But we'll start with the, should we start with June or July? Let me know in the chat which one I should do first. Because the July one, if you were to go and sign up for the Fiber of the Month Club today, you could start with the July box. Otherwise, in theory, you could start with the August one. It's always worth emailing customer service, but the June one is no longer available. Yay, Beth! Thank you for being a lab tech, for being a channel member for 13 months. That's so exciting. Do June first. We're halfway through the tour. Oh, awesome. All right, let's start with June. And so this, you like things in order? Yeah. June, then July. Awesome. So this package was interesting. Slice of Paradise. And right before the stream started, Beth, I believe, said that maybe there would be like palm fiber or something. We have had like seashell fiber. I don't remember. We've had some very, very interesting, we've had pineapple fiber in the past. There have been some very, very interesting ones. Now, okay, let's open this up. Ooh, I see a bright pink. Ooh, okay, so we definitely have some kind of fiber in here with no color. We've got our extras. We've got more fiber that looks like it doesn't have color. And more, we've got a lot of undyed fiber. And I'm like peeking, I'm like, is there dye in here? All right, but let's see. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. Okay. So it looks like it says, "Where in paradise are you?" Oof. Okay, so it looks like, ooh, okay, it looks like we're gonna have some fun stuff. So we have 1 ounce. Well, let's open this up. I have no idea what is in which bag. Okay, this has to be the silk. We've got 1 ounce, which this looks like a lot, of degummed silk cocoons. I don't know if I've ever started with silk in this way. And ew. Ew. Okay, there is a something in there. I felt it and I was hard and I was like, oh, that could just be the silk. So most of these feel like they are empty. Of course, the first one I grabbed had an inhabitant still in it, which I'm not going to give a close-up. I'm just going to say goodbye to this one cocoon. Not a fan of that. I don't like crawly things. Yes, not alive, obviously. Now, because I'm feeling the others, and of course it was the first one I felt. I felt something like hard in it. Cocoons usually come with a dead moth inside. So like this one I think might have one, but I'm not finding others. Most of them feel empty. So I would say 2, maybe out of all of them, but I'll admit, not a fan. Not a fan. Not something, it's something that's surprising, and honestly, any kind of insect near fiber is very, very triggering to me. I will admit, because of fears. But yeah, you can tell, at least I don't have to see it, you can tell when it feels like there's something hard inside it. Otherwise, these cocoons kind of feel like mats. You know, like a matted fiber or fur. So I'm happy if all of them had something in there, felt like they had something in there, I would probably freak out. Certainly nothing in here is alive. And so I would say maybe 1% seem to. So do you unwind silk cocoons or comb them? I think you can spin directly from them. I think you can spin from them, or maybe you can comb. I'm sure that it'll say in here what you can do. But let's look at the other fiber, which I'm going to be a lot more excited about. All right, right here we have, this is called Staycation. 2 ounces of Staycation. It is 60% Polwarth, 20% mulberry silk, 20% yak down. It is so soft. It is soft and fluffy and fuzzy. I'm almost forgetting what I had just experienced. This is lovely. I love that it's called Staycation. It is dying, haha, for me to add some color to it. And this last one, I saw what it was because I read it. This is 2 ounces of depigmented yak fiber. I don't know if I've ever held just yak before. This is so soft. Now, depigmented, I'm assuming that means bleached in some kind of capacity. But when you're bleaching woolen fibers, you aren't using just like bleach that we buy, because that would dissolve the fibers. So I don't know quite what would work. Polwarth is a type of wool. So this is depigmented yak. So I have spun silk hankies before and spun from that. And that is really fun. In that, each cocoon is sort of stretched out into a rectangular shape and layered. And then you can kind of peel the layers and spin straight from it. Yes, this is way lighter than yak. I'm going to see if it gives any other information, and we'll go into the extras. But let's see. So the inspiration garment is the Nace Scarf by Laura Necklin. The sample yarn was spun with Staycation in the fold and a long draw. But it's got the other one, so I don't know. It doesn't have a whole picture, but I think that the pattern is probably discounted. But it says that it was spun from Staycation, but does it also looks like it has the yak. Because the Staycation, could I be wrong? Guys, I think I'm wrong. I think that this is the depigmented yak fiber. And I think I had assumed, I don't know why I had assumed, this is the depigmented yak fiber. This is so soft, and it's bleached yak. This, because looking at the picture, this is Staycation. This is the yak silk Polwarth blend. And so you can see that the depth in here is because the natural yak color is coming through, and you can see the shine of the silk there. Okay, I totally messed up those fibers, which has been the wrong, I haven't done that in a while. But so looking at this shawl, I'm like, okay, if that's made out of Staycation, when do they bring the other in? Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. And so let's see, the scarf pattern comes in 2 sizes. Let's see, they made it with some, where do you get it? There's some fiber, there's a new like Fiber Club Specials link. And I think, let's see, this month Fiber Club members get 10%, oh, this was last month, through July 5th. They got 10% off the brand Fiber and so other exclusives. Okay, so that probably included the pattern, but that is not, this is the June one. Yeah, the variation in the fiber makes more sense. I'm trying to see. There's dying to be, this is cute. I'm so excited for summer. There's dyeing to be done and lots of outdoor knitting to do, but this month's inspired by something a little more important, and the idea of making your own little paradise. We want to inspire you to join us on a little fibery paradise of your own. When life gets stressful or chaotic, or even seems like a raging dumpster fire, remember you deserve to relax and indulge a little, even as just watching your favorite YouTuber while you sip some tea. So make yourself a tasty beverage and prepare mentally for some luxury relaxation and fiber indulgence. This is cool. Delightful. Okay, so finally they have some silk cocoons, which I'm going to make into muatas, which I think are the silk hankies, and dye all in one step. Oh gosh, I lost focus again because I held something up, didn't I? Sorry about that. I don't know why it's supposed to auto. I'll just leave that up so I can, because I think I can just Yeah, I can just adjust it from here as needed. No dumpster fires, please. Oh, I was just laughing because, yeah. Okay, but I wanted to check. Yeah, the original name Mawata comes from Japanese and means to spread around. And so this is taking those cocoons and hey guys, wait, this is cool. Okay, if you go here and I search for Mawatas, so there's a blog post here that maybe we'll talk about how to make them. And then Dharma Trading Company has them. But guess what? The video, that's me. And so I shared how to draft them. But that's cool. That's a really old video. Really, really old video. But I want to see. Is it coming? Okay, I went to a part of the blog post where we don't have to talk about the little visitor. So after degumming it, you can stretch out the cocoon, and then they hook it onto this frame to sort of stretch it out. And this looks like a simple frame with some nails in it. And so then you get the hankies off when they're done. It's crucial for the stack to come off the frame to dry. This prevents the corners from being weakened as the silk shrinks on drying. So yeah, I think that you probably have to soak them in order to do that. This sounds like something I should try. I'm a little nervous. I will admit. Yep. And what's funny is, like, I know that if there are any original inhabitants in there, they are not moving anymore, but I'm still like super freaked out. Super freaked out, which, like, I shouldn't be, but I am. So like, I'm probably gonna put that inside like a Ziploc bag and like hide it for a while. But if you guys would like to see me try to make my own silk hankies and prepare this for spinning, and this preparation is probably what could be used to then comb it and blend it with another fiber as well, because you're lengthening the fibers when otherwise they're just kind of like all wound. Oh my gosh. Yes, the little guys have been very boiled. Yeah, I wasn't I think if I was expecting it and I went into it knowing, like, okay, I might encounter something, I would be totally fine. I think it's the, like, surprise that, yeah. And as soon as I felt like something tough, I'm like, oh no, oh no. But really, I think most of them have been de-inhabitantized. Yeah, this is probably gonna just go be out of sight, hopefully out of mind for a little bit. And we'll focus on the lovely Staycation blend. This is delightful, even if I misidentified it. And this yak, I've never dyed 100% yak. I think a video that'll come out next week will be dyeing a bunch of different silk blends. This is so soft. It reminds me, honestly, of like my dog's fur a little bit in the softness. Yeah, so they said it's in here that it's degummed. Actually, I want to go to the Paradise Fibers website and see if there's a little warning. How do you spell cocoon? I don't know how to spell cocoon, everyone. Okay, because they have, they offer cut silk cocoons that they say are depuped. But that's not what I have. They don't look cut and they don't look a little bit felted. Okay, thank you for the correct spelling. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is what I got. The degummed silk cocoons. It does not say anything. Okay, but this looks like what I have. The value, like what they sent was like a great price. They sent an ounce. Okay. I was curious if it would say. It did not say either way. I think that this is something that if it were me, I would want to say on the listing that they could come with a surprise. All right, let's look at the extras. Ooh, that made my... You guys haven't seen me grossed out before, have you? Cutting them would make the fiber short. Wonderful thing about uncut silk is a huge fiber length, isn't it? Of course, of course. That's why I was looking and was like, oh, it isn't cut. Okay, so we have a progress keeper. It looks like a little wave, and it passes my test. Oh, of course, it's not on autofocus right now. Let's go to... Oh, come on. Nope, it's not going to focus on this, is it? Come on, I'm trying to manually... There we go. You can see the little wave now. And there is a little Paradise Fibers ticket pin. It's got like Paradise Fibers Admit One. That is super cute. Our stash tea is Sweet Honeydew. And Eunice is... Oh, come on. There we go. And Eunice is... Who is Eunice this time? Vacation Eunice. It's not even Viewcation. It's Vacation Eunice. Vinyl glitter sheep sticker. Ah, yes. But I think I get my stickers from the same place they do because I've also been playing with the new glitter vinyl. The extras are adorable. Super adorable. Yeah. You're in Discord with someone who also gets a Paradise Club, and you think they said the cocoons had moths in them. I mean, I don't think all of them do. Like here I'm pulling this one apart. This one does not. So yeah, you could pull it apart and like blend directly. Like you can tell when it's there. I mean, I guess it stands to reason and one should expect there would be, but I only found inhabitants in 2. But I am going to move on. You know, I do love Paradise Fibers. I just did not know what I was expecting, and that might be my own fault. It gave me a stomachache. I think this is a new... You guys have seen me laugh. You've seen me cry. I don't know if you've seen me grossed out. Oh, but Eunice's outfit is adorable. And yeah, so we have learned a lesson here today. If you have silk cocoons, you might find the original spinner. So be forewarned. Yeah. The Eunice outfit is super cute. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to July, where we have lightning bolts and stars. Now, actually, this is probably my birthday. I think the first Fiber Club I ever opened, ooh, was a July. You would have a nervous reaction to, yeah. Ooh, so, ooh, this is a gorgeous blue. So I don't know yet if this is going to be red. I'm assuming it's going to be warm colored because of the bag. But, ooh, we have a gold bag for extras. You know, I save all these big organza bags and stuff. Let's look at our theme. As I like sniff the bag. This bag doesn't smell like anything. Ooh, the theme is Annunciation. That's interesting. Okay, let's look at, I mean, I made assumptions on the color. Ooh. Ooh, we've got, actually this like matches the bag like super well. It's sort of like a reddish burnt orange. It's hard to tell. Maybe there's some pink in it too. And there's some gold, but not like Stellina gold. Like I think it's silk that has been dyed a golden yellow that gives that little bit of glint and glisten in here. Okay, keep going. Wanted to know, is the uncolored yak available for purchase itself from non-box members? It should be now. Let me see if I can find it and I can make a link. What do they call it? Okay. There is bleached yak down. Here we go. Log in. Come on. I am not a robot. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Come on. Okay. And I want to link. I'm assuming this is it. Create a link to a specific page. Okay. Here we go. All right, I think that this is the de-haired yak down and yak down. This is an affiliate link that I shared, but it shows the bleached. And then this one is, what color is it? This one, light brown, and then the dark brown. I'm assuming that this is what it is, and yeah. And so club members do get 10% off full price fiber purchases, even if it's like from a different month. Let's see. While looking, do they talk about the bleaching process? Great idea. De-haired. No, I don't see. I don't see anything about it. My pleasure. But yeah, so sometimes the new fiber that they list, and I've got yak down all over me. Sometimes it isn't available on the website until the end of the month, so Fiber Club members can order more first by emailing customer service. Let's see. Okay, now this one is, ooh, this is like, so like if this one is like warm toned like flame, this is cool toned like ice. We've got like a silvery white silk and then shades of blue in here. And so such contrast between them. Oh, that is cool. All right, let's see what they are because I think it is a silk blend. Okay, So there's 4 ounces of angel wings. It is 75% red Shetland wool, 25% shimmering gold mulberry silk. Interesting. I think it's because of the blend that it looks like there's many different colors of red in there. And then Mary's robe is 75% blue Shetland wool, 25% natural white airy silk. Okay, so it is a natural white. It's just the blue that makes it look a little more gray. And so then we'll see, let's see our extras. Ooh, there's a special offer. Fiber Club members can get 20% off Malabrigo Mora with a code until the end of August. And it doesn't say anything about like a discount on fiber purchases, but I think that yarn is mentioned elsewhere in the newsletter. Okay, so in this gold, we have this thing, this little wooden acorn. We have angel wings, progress keeper. It's a little angel wings charm. They form almost a heart. The tea is jasmine blossom, and our Eunice is a Ununciation. Ununciation. And it almost looks like there's like the wings are shawls. Let's see what, where's the rest? Okay, so this is a painting. When I was like Annunciation, it's like, do I need to pronounce things correctly? Okay, so Fra Angelico's The Annunciation has caught our eye, especially with the colors on Gabriel's wings. This fresco lives on the walls at the convent of San Marco in Florence, Italy. It was painted between 1440 and 1445. The Annunciation was unique for its time period because it marks a transition from Gothic style to Renaissance. Art in general went from flat arrangements of figures without depth to fuller images with a sense of perspective. And here is the painting. Let me show. Because when I read the like Mary's wings, I was like, huh? There we go. There we go. Look at the wings there. Oh my gosh. Look at those colors in the wings. It almost looks knit. I mean, they're feathers, but something about it looks like a shawl. And so that's what the colors were based on. Oh God. Oh no. I'll see what that is. Okay, so the showcase pattern this month is Rain Shadow by Sylvia Harding. The scarf is not only gorgeous, but it's fun knit. The pattern has very clear instructions and the repeats are easy to memorize. The beaded lace sections add fun bit of sparkle to the design. I used the Malabrigo Mora for the solid contrast color, so it'll be discounted this month for club members who would like to use it as well. And they have some beads in the shop as well. So here is a little bit of the shawl that they are making with the fiber. And let me see. Yeah, it's a cedar acorn. It's cute. I want like 10 million of them. The July fiber is gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. Carrie, you're surprised by my reaction? Yeah, so I don't deal well with surprises. And since I was not expecting something, therefore I had a visceral reaction. I do fine with things when like I'm outside and I'm expecting to see things, and I'm fine. Like I can go, I love butterfly houses, but I specifically have not picked a butterfly for a die-long inspiration because I know some people like don't even like butterflies. So yeah, but yeah, I don't like things inside, and we've had all these like spiders, and I don't mind spiders when I can admire them on their webs. I can appreciate their hard work. I don't like it when they surprise me in my home. The shawl is beautiful. But yeah, like I can there's a lot of things that with the right mental framework I can handle and deal with. I just was not expecting that. And so, yeah. Oh, but anyway, this one is beautiful. And so I have pinned in the chat and my affiliate link to the Fiber of the Month Club. It starts at, I think, $34.99 a month. That includes shipping within the continental US. And you always get 6 to 8 ounces of fiber, I believe. This month there's 8 ounces. And yeah, it's awesome. Oh no, Carrie, I don't feel judged. Don't worry, I don't feel judged. It's more of like, yeah. I don't want to like freak anyone out or anything either. And so like if I had known that there would be something, I would have put like a warning. Well, hopefully I didn't show it on camera. It just, oh man. Like, and I especially have a fear, even though like that's not one that's gonna, that's one that makes fiber versus destroy. I just have a big, as a collector of yarn, I have a big fear of things showing up. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna say. Oh man. Okay, but now we're gonna shift gears. Oh right, I wanted to actually tell you guys about the Nitpicks summer sale. Okay, I'm gonna set all that aside. Where is my link? Okay, my link to the Nitpicks summer sale. That just barely fit in the window. That is great. Where is my shopping window? So the Nitpicks summer sale is going to go through the end of July. And through the end of July, and it's up to 50% off select yarn bases. Through the 18th, through July 18th, you can use the code SYSBulky10 to save an additional 10% off the discounted bulky and super bulky weight yarn. And so here, and let's sort by title. This is how I find the bare yarn during the sale. I sort by title. Ooh. Well, that's cool. Ombre. So if you sort by A to Z, then you can find all the bare yarn linked or grouped together. I love Alla Prima. That is a beautiful yarn. I also love Super Bulky Soft. I made myself 2 hats out of that actually in some Dying to Knit videos. So I adore that. And then there's also, yeah, so those are all the bulky weight ones. So you can save an additional 10% with that, with the code that's right up here. But otherwise you can go through and say, also just search by discount, and you can see all of the yarn bases that are currently on sale. Oh, that's a big sale for the stock link. Ooh, Lindy chain. Luminance, that's a pretty big sale. I think it's full price, like $24. Yeah, so there's a number of bare yarns that are on sale, and then you can also look for, oh right, that's only the 40 to 50% off that I'm looking at. And you can also look for like blush and other pastels for over dyeing if you want. So it's a great way to stock up on things to dye. And again, I put my affiliate link in the chat, and I also have it down in the video description. Have I ever shown what these look like when they're spun up? I have. I haven't in a while. I have like some that I still need to take off of. I don't think I was filming a video. Maybe I did a stream or something. I have some that I need to take off of the bobbin still. And I've been meaning to do some more spinning live streams in a while. It's been a while since I have filmed any spinning content. And maybe it's because I feel like I'm not like an expert. But I used to spin and chat in streams, and it's been a few years since I've done that. And I would like to do that more. And so it seems like I've just never end up getting it in the schedule. And so I'm hopeful that as I'm coming back from like taking some time off, that I'll get back in the swing of things and be able to do some just random fun streams. And actually I'm considering doing another like spin the wheel mystery surprise color kind of thing as well. But now I want to switch gears and talk about Etsy. As I pull up what I need. Here we go. So my shop, I sell my own yarn on Etsy, and I am responsible for driving my own traffic there. It would probably make sense for me to switch to Shopify. However, there are some perks, even with the fees, that Etsy offers to small businesses. They handle like the whole back end. They collect and remit taxes, which is a really big deal because even in the state where I live, because of Nexus laws, so I therefore aren't collecting and paying those sales tax myself. Etsy is taking care of that for me. That's probably the biggest thing, because I think that if I move to Shopify, and I could be wrong, there might be something to do this now, I would have to collect and remit taxes in all of the states that require you to do that if you have like the online presence and no there's some states that require it even if you are not physically located in their states, and that terrifies me. I see in the chat that YouTuber Jillian Eve spins her Paradise Fiber every month, so that's a place to go check that out too. And so I stay with Etsy through a lot of changes that have been unpopular for sellers, because my primary focus is not on my shop. My primary focus is on creating videos. And so I want to be able to do best by my customers, and I know that people would follow me to my own dedicated website. That isn't the concern, but knowing that Etsy like handles all these other aspects for me is a reason why I haven't gone and built my own website. And if I were to do that, I would use Shopify. I would definitely save money, but I wouldn't necessarily save time. And so currently for me on Etsy, the time is worth the extra money. So there is that. Now, one minor change that Etsy has added is they want, currently when you set up processing time on Etsy, it's currently on business days, so it counts Monday through Friday. And so my shipping time is, I think, 3 to 7 business days, because sometimes stuff happens and I try to get orders out that are ready to ship as fast as possible, but this gives some flexibility. And Etsy's like, oh, you should start including Saturdays and Sundays in that processing time as well, which on one hand makes it easier for a customer. And on the other hand, means that then that changes the expectations of when sellers are available. Now, this is something that sellers can opt into. It's a very minor thing, but it was something interesting, and I'm still debating, because in my head, when I say 3 to 5 days, I really am thinking actual days. But yeah, I don't know. Something about that just makes me a little bit nervous. The real issue, and what I'm going to talk about today, is a new optional tool. And I'm going to show this because it's in the seller handbook. Let buyers make offers on your listings. It's a new optional tool that lets buyers like say, oh, this is what I want to pay for this item. And at first I thought that this was kind of cool. Like, I thought there was something cool about that. But the more I think about it, the more I'm realizing Etsy is now encouraging people to haggle. And on one hand, this can be a good thing in some circumstances. However, I spend a lot of time and thought putting into my prices, and I know a lot of other people do as well. And I will say I have the best customers in the world. I don't get messages saying my stuff is too expensive. I don't get messages saying how dare I charge that price when I can buy so much more yarn than that at Michael's. But I know other indie dyers who get a lot of messages like that and who are told that they're being awful for charging the prices that they're charging for something that is handmade. And so all this is going to do is bring an expectation of haggling to Etsy. And I don't know how many sellers will opt in. And not only can you opt in, but you can pick which items you opt in for. So it is a way that if you have, say if you're a painter, if you have a painting that you've had for a long time and you want to get rid of it, maybe you're willing to give it to someone whatever they think it's worth. Like there could be value to having this as like a clearance section of being like, hey, make me an offer and I'll give this to you. But it seems like it's going to start encourage customers to look at something, look at an item, decide, hey, I want a discount. I'm going to lowball and see if I can get that. Now, from what I've looked into it, you can set the maximum discount that you would allow. So that means that people can't offer a penny, right? It means that people can't offer $1 on something that was $100. So there's that. It'll weed that out. Or you can receive all offers. Yeah, and so then you can review the offers and you can turn it off. I don't know. This, so it is a way, it can allow a customer to request a discount if they're buying a lot of items. But sometimes customers reach out and ask for that kind of thing anyway, or sometimes shops already have a coupon where they offer a bulk discount for people buying a lot of something. And I mean, a benefit could be if you have an item that isn't moving and you sell a variety of different types of items, then you can test out your pricing and see what it would be worth to people. That is something that is useful. However, when most of the items in your shop are all the same price, then that becomes a lot harder. And so Etsy is for makers. You set the price, you know what it's worth. Definitely not a fan as a customer. So like I can see circumstances where as a seller, this could come in handy. But like at the same time, like if I want to have a sale, I should just have a sale, right? Like if I want to offer things at like a steep discount, I should just put a steep discount on them. And so that's what I don't know versus having like a hidden discount. It makes me uncomfortable. And and it's hard because it's going to bring in this expectation and make customers feel more like they can haggle on things that are set prices. So I offer some permanent discounts through Patreon. Two of the levels, the alpaca and the silk level, they get a Etsy coupon every month that is good for probably about a week into the following month. And they get a sort of a permanent either 15 or 25% off items in my shop. And this is given as a thank you, but also because it would be challenging for me to send patrons like a physical skein of yarn every month. And this discount is like a thank you for supporting me. And you can have like a discount off of things in the shop if that's what you want, or if you just want to be supporting me, you can. And so, but the patrons are also, they're not paying for the coupon, they're paying as patrons, but it's just a perk that patrons get at that level. And I love doing that. And I price my prices such that I don't take a loss at that coupon. But there are times when like my margins aren't that big. I don't know how some dyers wholesale with like 50% off of their yarn. I don't make that much of a profit. I wouldn't be able to do that. That's a whole other story. Of course, the answer there is volume. I'm a small batch dyer and I'm filming at the same time, so I process less yarn. You just have to remember to use the coupon. Yes. You have to remember to use the coupon. But yeah, I realize it makes me really, really uncomfortable because there's other times I'll do sales. Like on April Fool's Day, I do a sale. I do a sale on Black Friday, and sometimes some other like random sales throughout the year as well. When I'm in the mood, or when I'm like, gee, I'm doing a lot of shipping. I want to have more balance on my Etsy account to cover the cost of shipping labels. Sometimes that drives it. Or I need to make space in the shop. So Gretchen said, you've been thinking about creating your own Etsy shop for a while. Based on what you said here, you think you'll wait and set up a Shopify later. I feel like Etsy is devaluing their sellers with this. Cindy said, a lot of customers have no idea the time and work that goes into handmade items. Yeah. So I will say, for anyone curious about testing the waters and selling handmade items, Etsy is a really easy platform to get started because there's not a monthly fee. All it costs is some time to set up your listing, 20 cents to list the item, and you can see if you make any sales or not. But I think that, and there is search through Etsy, and so I don't want to discount that. But when it comes to hand-dyed yarn, there's a lot of people doing hand-dyed yarn, and Etsy likes to claim like, oh, Etsy search drives like 30% of your traffic. You know what people search for? My most common search terms on Etsy? ChemKnits. People are searching for me, and that's how they find me and make a purchase. And so that's the data that tells me, gee, I really could go and have a standalone shop, and I would have more things I could customize. But I honestly just haven't had the spoons to move. I think the thing that would get me to move is if they started requiring sellers offer free shipping over $35. Because shipping labels, I think I spend like $5.50 or so on average, maybe for shipping labels. And so if most of my yarn costs $29 and I have to be prepared for like and add, say, half the cost of the shipping to that, it's bringing it almost up to the free shipping level. And so it would just be, it's impractical for me to manage free shipping as a permanent discount in my shop. You love the phrase, I haven't had the spoons? Yeah. And so that is something, if they started requiring it, would make me want to leave. They've done a lot to encourage sellers to reply to customers within 24 hours, which that one is reasonable, but I feel like they're, if you think about it, when a lot of people buy something and they buy something handmade and are said, hey, where did you get it? They say, I got it on Etsy. They don't say, oh, I got it from this really cool seller who creates these like handmade felt hats. They remember Etsy, not necessarily the shop where they actually bought the item. And so that's something else to consider. So I'm very thankful that you guys who shop with me know who I am and recommend me to friends. I really, really appreciate that. But yeah, I just haven't decided if this is a feature I want to test out because I have early access to this feature. Great. That's wonderful. I don't think I want it. I don't think I want it because I think that if I offered it on some items, it would encourage people to ask on more. And I try to be generous, and like I occasionally donate things to like charity auctions and things like that. And I try to be honest if I'm able to accommodate that or not when I get requests. Like I try to do things that help communities. And oh, by the way, we've raised over $2,000 for the Trevor Project with the fundraiser. I have to edit the Dialogue recap, which will also have that fundraiser attached, but it's amazing. But yeah, I see stories from other shop owners, and it frightens me. Just like, it frightens me to have to deal with responding to some requests because I'm a very non-confrontational person. My day job is me sitting in a room talking to myself. Yes, many of you are lovely and responding to me in the comments, but I'm sitting alone talking to myself. That's what I do, right? And so I get anxious about like disappointing people. I'm a people pleaser, and but I've learned to be like firm in my worth and prices, and when it comes to dealing with companies and asking for payment for promotion work and stuff, I'm getting more and more, I'm getting better at advocating for myself in those kinds of ways. And I don't know how I would deal if I had like if I was at a festival and someone came up and tried to haggle with me in person. Like, I don't know how I would deal with that, because it's also hard if some people will haggle and then some people don't. Like, is this going to be like I want to see an example of how this button is going to show up on a listing. Because I want to know like what a customer might see and then what their expectations might be. Because if customers are already telling makers that their stuff is way too expensive, then yeah, I don't know. As a fellow Etsy seller, you will not be opting into this. This is Etsy, not eBay. Yeah, because eBay lets you make an offer. Because see, here's the thing. If it was like eBay, and like if you could put a listing up for like a one-of-a-kind item and have like a minimum that you wanted it to sell, like a buy it now, and it made it like a little auction, that might be okay. That maybe wouldn't be the worst, because you're like, okay, I'd let it go for this price. We'll see, like this is the minimum price I would let it go. We'll see where it ends up this way. Like, when there's only one, if someone wants it, they want it. Like, I'm not saying that that's a system I care for and that I would do that on a $30 piece of yarn, but for someone selling like a hand knit shawl or hand woven blanket that has dozens of hours that went into it, something like that could be interesting. But I don't know, but that's also, this isn't eBay. So you had someone haggle with me over a crocheted item at a fair. I'll never do it again. She didn't value it as much as I did, but I just wanted to be nice and make a sale. And then another comment. As a recovering people pleaser myself, I can definitely relate. I never haggle over handmade items. If I can't afford it, that's a me problem. I would never insult a fellow maker like that. And the thing is, like, there are some areas where haggling is part of the expectation, right? And so, like, but you should never be insulted if someone says, hey, I don't haggle, my prices are my prices. And, like, that's fine. I just, the clearing out stale inventory, I guess I just don't understand. Since only buyers in the US will be able to submit offers on enabled listings, they're testing out features so not all buyers will see the make an offer button on all enabled listings. The buyer's offers aren't binding, so buyers can still choose to not check out after you sent them an adjusted price. Other buyers will be able to make offers on that listing or purchase it at the original price. The deal isn't complete until the buyer checks out. Yeah. It just seems like you're setting like a hidden like sale. You got the same thing from Etsy. You just replied and said, no way. If you wanted to offer some of your items for an auction, you list it on eBay. Right? And this isn't even an auction. Like, yeah, I mean, I guess that if there was something I wanted to list, I would list it on eBay, right? Like, if there was something you wanted to auction off. Like, there was something someone was telling me I should try to auction off. I don't remember what it was, like what they were suggesting that I should do as like an auction. And it was certainly an interesting idea, but I was like, I don't know how I would logistically manage something like that. And so I haven't said no yet to it because I'm like, well, like it could, I don't know. I don't know if there's like a potential. But at the same time, if there's an older, stale listing that I want to sell, I would put it on clearance and I would mark it down. And so this is like I wonder if it then makes a section in your shop that's like make an offer, haggle with me on these things. Because there's some things that maybe I'd haggle with, but you also know what I do with the things that I want to move on from my shop. For Black Friday, I don't know what I'll do this year, but the last couple of years I've done a special Black Friday colorway. And if you buy one of those, you can get a mystery skein of yarn from the shop for $10. And, and that's what I do with a lot of the yarn that hasn't moved. Give it away as like a mystery thing. And I try to pick things that are still very, very beautiful. But, that's one way that I do like a big sale. So I don't know. Mystery bags. Yeah. You think Etsy is considering this? You think Etsy considering this is devaluing all makers creators? Yeah. So I remember around when Etsy raised prices, they're like, ooh, we're going to do TV ads. And I think maybe this was on the show. What was the show? Like Make It or something? There was a show about creators and like a little competition that was pretty fun. I enjoyed watching that show, at least the first season. But you know what the first TV ad about Etsy was all about? It was about the perks of selling on Etsy. And it was trying to convince more people to sell on Etsy, which ultimately is a cool thing. Like it is something that I do still recommend to people just starting out because it's a great way to test the waters to see if you like the process of selling online before going and making your own shop. I think that it is a low cost, like a low risk way to play around with e-commerce. But they weren't saying like, hey, you're looking for beautiful handmade items, shop on Etsy, find small individual sellers, support small businesses. It was saying like, hey, come sell your stuff on Etsy. And so then we're like, so you raised fees so that way you can try to get more sellers on your platform. And so that was really funny. You love your mystery yarn? Oh, I'm so glad. Another comment. I do wish Etsy actually governed handmade items. There's so many shops that just resell things. That part annoys me. Yeah, I've definitely purchased things in the past. Once I bought, it was like a little clay pot or a little clay vase that it was adorable. I bought it and then they drop shipped it from Amazon. It came in an Amazon box with an Amazon label. They had relisted something on Amazon they then went and bought on Amazon and shipped to me. And I felt, I was not happy about that. Yeah. Let's see. I know another comment. I know how much effort goes into putting handmade items. What I do when selling, I put a sign saying price is final. That way you avoid the haggle. Is that when you're selling in person? Because yeah, that could be helpful. Another comment, I watched a video on selling online. She said that if your customers want the product for less than your price, you have the wrong customer. And I think that to some extent, sure. I do also know that there are people who legitimately love an item and can't afford it. And that's one reason also why I sometimes do sales, because I know that not everyone, I know that there's a lot of people that want to support me and enjoy my content, but can't afford the yarn. And so occasionally if I can make it a bit cheaper so then someone can get something that I've made myself, then that makes me happy. And so sometimes that's why I do a sale, because I know, I don't want to, I don't know, that sometimes I choose to do that, but I do understand what that seller was saying. You should sell to customers that want your items at your price. No one would haggle at Vera Wang's. Yeah, probably not. Oh, and so, yeah. eBay allows buyers to make offers. Yeah. Not just the auction, but yeah. And I think that there are values to sites where you say, like, this is something I want to sell. This is what I think it's worth. If you don't think it's worth that, make me an offer. And eBay is a great place for that. And I don't know if anyone sells handmade stuff on eBay. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, a sign that says no haggling. Yeah, I think it would be harder to have that on Etsy. But like, whenever I've tried, yeah, I mean, I don't know where this will go. And this is something that, again, it's an opt-out policy. If this suddenly was applied to the entire shop, that wouldn't be fair. And that's not something I would like, and I wouldn't enjoy having to deal with that. Because already I have people buy my add-on ball winding service, which is I will wind your skein of yarn into a yarn cake for you. People buy that all the time on its own, and I don't understand why. Oh, no worries about typos. No worries about typos at all. Oh man, I think that, yeah, I don't see this being a very popular feature unless you are doing something vintage. And if you sell a lot of different types of items, then I could see this coming into play where you're unsure if you're just like overpricing something and it's a vintage item and you want it to sell. A person you follow on YouTube sells handmade silicone resin molds on eBay. Oh, I'm sure that there's like lots of handmade things that you can buy on eBay. It's more of wondering, like, yeah, how much of a market there is there. But yeah, resellers, it's hard. And I've definitely bought like Cricut files, SVG files for making shirts for my kids. And then realizing later that the shop stole the images from another artist who then had an Etsy shop. And so then I went and bought things from that shop because I legitimately did not know that the shop I bought from had stolen these images. And so then I felt pretty bad about that. As I am out of focus perpetually. No, not exposure. Focus. There we go. Yeah, so to some extent, as long as these things remain optional, then I think we'll be okay. Because I definitely don't have the spoons to go and make my own website. Although I do have to talk to Keith, because a while ago I was going to, there was like a free tool that I was going to make a database of all my videos. And I talked about people crowdsourcing to help, and I was so excited. I had the spreadsheet all set up. And then I took a closer look at the service, and after 500 views, to use this tool, they would have started charging me like $30 a month, which I knew the tool would get mostly hits by me, more so than other people. I don't know how many people would have actually used it, but I was like, that's just so much money. If it was, once you hit more than 500 views a month, then there's additional pricing. That would be fine, but 500 lifetime views felt like so little but Keith said he found something new that maybe I can use to help do something with videos, which is a side note. Oh man, but all this is to say, because many of you watching are my customers, I value you so much. And it's hard to come in and complain about like the selling platform and dealing with all this. Like I enjoy doing sales. I enjoy like doing special events and fun things like that. And I don't know, it's just nerve-wracking when the platform that you're using might make a change that wouldn't be helpful or that might make the expectations of the general public change when looking at things that are handmade. And who knows? There could be some sellers who have been asking for this option because if you make something that takes up more space than a skein of yarn, you have things sitting around in your shop, and you're like, I don't want to put this on sale because I want someone to buy it, but maybe it would be worth it to someone to have a little bit less. I don't know. But anyway, I thought it was worth chatting about that and seeing what people thought. I need to film more today. I'm tired. Coming back to work after vacation, and especially vacation where we're like, I think we all hit lifetime, I don't have like a step counter anymore, but we hit like lifetime like step goals, because like I was on Mackinac Island, and to get anywhere you have to walk. You have to walk or ride your bike. But the kids did a 10-mile bike ride. I am so proud of them. It's just, yeah, tired after vacation. And so my brain is still catching up. But anyway, thank you all for joining me today. Oh, and Nate, he's exhausted too. I think from being in the kennel. I think he's... Yeah, he hasn't made a peep. I think he's just really, really tired. I was like, I don't think he's in his crate. I think he's just laying on his bed in the playroom. When he comes back from the kennel, which like we've been home for half a week, but he's been extra tired. So fingers crossed that that's not something else. But yeah, I'd call him over, but he always then looks at me like, Mommy, I'm sleeping. But anyway, I'm gonna head out, get some lunch, dye some yarn, and yeah, I'm really excited for you to see what's coming up. So subscribe and turn on notifications, and yeah, thanks for listening to my thoughts and everything. Oh man. Yeah, I am not back in the swing of things yet. As I'm like, ooh la la. All right, nope, that is not what I needed. This is where I am. All right, everyone. I am Rebecca from ChemKnits, and thank you for watching. Bye.